Starting in May, GBAGM will introduce the Effective Ministry 360 as a tool available to all candidates. EM360 is a tool to identify what gifts, strengths, areas of development, and attributes the candidate demonstrates as they begin the application process for certified candidacy. The goal is to help candidates identify areas of strength and areas of growth so that the candidacy process may become a time of preparation and growth towards effective ministry. The EM360 is going to be available to all candidates as part of the candidacy track. This step will actually be placed between the administration fee for candidacy process and a candidate's assessment interview. One way that you can actually help us get ready for this launch is to make sure that all of your candidates who are either withdrawn or complete are marked as such in the candidacy track. Their track status being marked as one of those closed statuses will help us not retrofit tracks that don't need this step. The EM360 will also affect the psychological assessment process. The EM360 will be replacing the personal professional references step that is currently in Cares. This only applies to the psychological assessment track that is being completed by candidates, not if they're doing a non-traditional or retake. The Ministerial Assessment Specialist will receive a copy of the feedback report, and this will actually be required for the GBAGM battery to be marked as complete. Conferences who don't use GBAGM for psych assessment are still encouraged to share this feedback report with the MAS in whatever way makes sense for your conference. Candidates will be added into the EM360 by the Clergy Excellence Office as soon as they are entered into Cares. They'll be uploaded on a weekly basis. Instructions from the candidate on how to access their dashboard are included in the assist files in the EM360 step in Cares. Some of the available resources to candidates before they get started is a quick Get Started video, which is about 2 minutes that overviews the system and tells them of the expectations of getting through the process. The Candidate Quick Start Guide will have step-by-step instructions for the candidate as well as frequently asked questions and definitions of who should be included as their references. A direct link will also be provided for candidates directly from the assist files. They will be able to click on this link to be taken to the login page. When logging in for the first time, candidates will click on the Candidates Get Started link directly from the login page. Then candidates will be able to enter in their email address, which will be the same email address they use to log into Cares, and click on Send Me Password Setup Instructions. In order to set up their password, they will need to then go to their email. An email will be waiting for the candidate with the subject line, Welcome to your Effective Ministry 360 dashboard. From this email, they will be able to click on the Click Here link to set up their password for the first time. Candidates should always check their spam folders, as this email may have gone to spam or junk. From there, candidates will be able to actually set up their password. They should choose something that is a safe password, but also something that they will remember. Once they've entered it in and confirmed it, they'll click on Change My Password. Once the password has been updated, there's no need for the candidate to log in again. They'll be taken directly into their dashboard. From their dashboard, candidates will be able to add all of their contributors. They can just click on Add, enter in the first, last name, and email address of each of their contributors, and once they have them all entered, they are encouraged to save along the way. They can hit Invite, and it will issue emails directly to all their contributors with a link to the assessment. Once all the contributors are added, candidates can then take their self-assessment by clicking on My EM360 Self-Assessment. This is a simple form that is used online that has easy to click buttons and will auto-save their progress. So in case they lose internet connection, there's no problem. They'll be able to pick up right where they left off. If a candidate wants to come back and finish later, they're always welcome to use the Save and Exit button as well. Candidates are actually allowed to track the progress that they're making towards having all their contributors' feedback. At the top of each section of contributors, you'll have a counter that'll start off as red, and as you reach the threshold of required number of contributors, it'll turn green. This will let the candidates know how many of their participants have actually given their feedback. Once a candidate has received the required number of contributors' feedback, they'll be able to generate their report by going over to My EM360 Feedback Reports and clicking on the Generate Report button. It usually takes about 30 seconds to generate the report. Then once the report is generated, candidates can download the report directly from their dashboard by clicking on the Download button. It'll download as a PDF. Candidates can also engage with interactive charts directly on their dashboard, where they can view the information collected that is also incorporated into the feedback report. And finally, candidates are able to upload their feedback report that they downloaded in PDF form into Cares. They can simply click on the local file option and then choose the file from their computer and click Save.